Dearest everyone, greetings from France. As you may have known, I am already assigned in Montes, Switzerland, helping in the School of Formation of Young Focolarinas. And it was only last month that the borders of the European nations have been opened, and now we can move around a little bit. And after 6 months, we had our summer break, and I am accompanying 2 Focolarinas right here in France. As we have also known, Europe has been hardly hit by the COVID pandemic. And for us in the Philippines, it was also quite hard because I remember last January we had the volcanic eruption, the Taal volcanic eruption. And now we are still in the time of the COVID pandemic. And I am reading in the news that the number of cases is still increasing. But we are also not lacking of people who are inspiring us with their love for those who are in need, especially those who are in the peripheries. And we in New City would like to collect these beautiful and inspiring stories. We wish to publish them. And in this way, we are serving the highest truth, whom Chiara named as her spouse, Jesus forsaken. As she has written, I will pass as a fire in this world that will consume everything, and we live standing only the truth. And we know that this truth is no other than Jesus forsaken, love par excellence, the immense love of God for humanity. 13 years ago, I left a beautiful job in my focolare in Baguio. And it was very hard for me because I loved that job very much. I was working for visually impaired children, for their education. I was working for programs in order to save their remaining sight and vision, and for them to be mainstream in the regular school, or we call it inclusive education. But what consoled me after I left that job and I was assigned to work for New City, I got across some writings of Chiara, which read like this: Jesus forsaken is the image of the blind he does not see, of the deaf he cannot hear. He seems in the edge of despair. He is the one who starves for union with God. With this, I said, I realize that I have a higher goal which I have to work for, a mission, and that is to dispel the spiritual blindness, deafness, and paralysis in humanity. And by working in New City, I can help on this goal. And we can say that this goal is working for that perfect vision, because in the visually impaired world, we have this perfect vision 2020. And for us, this perfect vision 2020 is that goal of Jesus, his prayer of unity, that all may be one, because we have one Father in heaven, and he would like that we treat each other as brothers and sisters. So these writings of Chiara consoled me, but how to do it? I read again some writings of Chiara. She narrated once she was in a plane trip and a kind stewardess invited her into a cockpit. She was impressed by the magnificent view, wide and unobstructed, offered by the large cockpit windows, but even more by the pilot's explanation. The pilot told her, to steer the airplane, you must first set the compass needle in the direction of your destination. Then along the way, you must keep an eye on it to make sure that the plane does not go off course. In her mind, she began to compare an airplane trip with the journey of our life, which we also call our holy journey. We have to start by setting our compass in the direction of our soul, which is to follow Jesus who cries on the cross, my God, why have you forsaken me?" On the way, we have to do only one thing: remain faithful to Him. Kara continues, on a plane trip, there are no curves to take you by surprise because you fly in a straight line and you don't have the problem of mountains because you quickly reach a high altitude. On our holy journey, our love for Jesus forsaken immediately places us at a good altitude. So let's set our compass, our GPS, our Google Map on Jesus forsaken. We promise Him again our fidelity to have this vision, this perfect vision 2020, especially in this time of the COVID-19 pandemic and in this time of the pandemic of greed, of obsession for power and selfishness. With our love for Him and with Him in our midst, we shall overcome all these painful events because whatever is unforeseen, different, or painful have already been foreseen and expected in Jesus forsaken. A grace-filled new city to everyone. We journey towards that new city, that new heavens and new earth, with our compass set on Him, the book of all books, and the love of all loves.
Good afternoon. A warm welcome to each one of you in this first ever online New City Day 2020. Empowering stories and experiences narrated and readable through an app in your smartphone. This is the logline we have chosen to promote this novel project we are about to launch. For more than 50 years, New City Press PH has made the vision of the work of Mary in the Philippines its own. That is, the renewal of Christian life constantly projected toward the fulfillment of the prayer of Jesus that all may be one, taken from the Gospel of St. John chapter 17, verse 21. As the media platform of the work of Mary in the Philippines, New City continues to play a pivotal role in the spreading of the charism of unity and the spirituality of communion through the publication of books and the printed magazine, New City Magazine, even in this time of the pandemic. St. John Paul II once said of the movement, "Love is the inspirational spark of all that is done under the name Focolare." It is this same love that inspires New City to innovate because love, by its very nature, doesn't stop. It is an inexhaustible source of imagination and creativity in finding new ways of getting closer to others. New City stands by this principle, especially in this most crucial moment of our history. In this context, and due to the increasing demand for digital mediums, New City introduces a milestone project, the New City Audio Magazine. With this medium, New City moves towards providing an optimum way to access anytime and anywhere the gospel-based, empowering stories and experiences narrated and readable through an app in your smartphone. This format is the first ever to be launched in the market from among the more than 30 New City International Publishing Group. We see this project as the most viable way to sustain New City's endeavors. New City Philippines takes this challenging step to welcome a more financially stable future while being steadfast in its commitment to pursuing its mission to foster unity and dialogue. Annually, we have a New City Day, and while the pandemic still requires a level of safety by practicing social distancing, we came up with this online event to be able to introduce to you the New City Audio Magazine. For this project to be realized, we need individuals like you, and this project is yours. The challenges that the new city is facing in this time are many, but together with you, we can surely transform them into opportunities to grow as a community, steadfast and empowered amidst the pandemic. Your presence today gives us joy. It is an assurance that we will make it, and it is very encouraging. We believe that this novelty of the audio magazine we are launching today will reach far and wide. Of course, with you by our side. Here, I would like to mention in a special way our supportive sponsors, the EOC Commission, APSE, Bangko Kabayan, Focolare Carpentry, Kalayaan Engineering, Kainato, Bukas Palad Foundation, and Pag-asa Social Center Foundation. Let me end this short message by quoting Emos, the president of the Focolare movement, who, in the occasion of the 50th year celebration of the New City Press Philippines, told us, and I quote, "I see, through your multimedia magazine, your publications, and the web pages of your social network, the New City Press is truly responding to the design of God." Truly, New City Press Philippines, with its novel project, wishes only one thing: to respond to the design of God, precisely in this present time we all live in. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon to everyone who are now connected online for the New City Magazine launching 2020. In the program, it says, Inspirational Address. I pondered on who can better inspire us if not He who is the source of all inspirations. For this reason, I earnestly prayed for a strong presence of the Holy Spirit among us this afternoon and for our gift of docility to His inspiration. For us to understand, possess, and value the why of these instruments, the way it was for Chiara, Foco, Chiaretto, and Chenja, the founder of the New City Philippines. We are living in a time which compels us to focus on surviving the different forms of malaise afflicting our society today. Health threats, socioeconomic insecurities, moral degradation, lawlessness, ecology devastation. With all these challenges we are facing, making considerations about the magazine could be the last thing that we would think of. Therefore, we need the Holy Spirit to help us draw from divine logic the relevance of this instrument today and the conviction to bring it ahead together against all odds. An occasion similar to this took place in the center of the opera when the New City Global, which will be explained to you some other time, was presented to the General Council last January. Let me quote some thoughts of Jesus Moran. He said, "Before taking action in the world, God speaks first with His prophets. Today, we need prophets. A prophet is a man who listens to God and communicates His action. The New City Project is a prophetic proposal in this sense. It offers God a listening space so that it would be possible to understand what He wants to do and how to transmit what He is asking. Today, more than ever, what God is asking the world is precisely about unity. We should say this with words written in huge characters. For this reason, we need a tool like New City Magazine. In the scriptural readings of the daily masses since the middle of June up to some days ago, I seem to understand that the journey of God's people has been a continuous rising and falling. Their miseries have always been caused by their infidelity to God. Without Him, Man succumbs to his own silver and gold, pride, power, stubbornness, arrogance. Kumbaga, old man that leads him to his own ruin, and with him, the entire society. But God's love for man is undaunted. His love remains steadfast and unconditional. He faithfully sent his prophets. There were Elijah, Elisha, and Isaiah, to mention those in the readings. Through them, God spoke to his people. They are God's instruments or loudspeakers to convey his message to his beloved. And he patiently waits for them to respond positively. That is for them to find their way back home in the arms of the Father. We can notice the parallelism between the magazine being a conveyor of a message, as Jesus Moran said, and the prophets being transmitters of God's message. He further said that our magazine serves as a conveyor of what God wants to tell us now, of the appeal he wants to make to his people now, and the action that God wants us to do now, which is unity. My dear friends, New City Magazine is ours. It's our conveyor. It's our transmitter, our instruments to tell the world God's message through our life, our experiences, our projects. His message to humanity today is unity. Could this be the relevance of keeping and developing these instruments? To let God speak to humanity, which is undergoing a strong turbulence? Maybe, but there remains the challenge of how to make New City Magazine an exciting instrument that can catch people's attention and lead them to an encounter with a God who speaks to them today. Now, more than ever, each one of us is personally called to strongly support New City. How? First, to have it at heart. Pray for it. Be convinced of its purpose. Then, read and share in casual conversation with friends the treasure you found there. And finally, contribute diligently, generously, and with great awareness to its substantial content, attractive design, modernity, and sustainability. May God bless our effort in taking care of this instrument of the charism, and together we entrust it to Mary. Thank you for your attention.
Se sei vicino, se sei lontano, quando ti penso mi calmo piano piano. Se sei nervoso, se sei sincero, i tuoi pensieri mi importano davvero. Se sai ascoltare e sei venuto anche nei tanti momenti di pianto. Se mi sai dire cosa non dire, ma mi proteggi con le tue parole. Se sei vicino, se sei lontano, quando ti penso mi calmo piano piano. Se sei nervoso, se sei sincero, i tuoi pensieri mi importano davvero. Se sai ascoltare e sei venuto anche nei tanti momenti di pianto. Se mi sai dire cosa non dire, ma mi proteggi con le tue parole. Quanto amore c'è dentro di te, dentro di te, quanto amore c'è. Sicuro, se sei geniale e mi correggi senza farmi del male, se sei gentile o silenzioso, i tuoi dolori diventano colori che posso fare, solo cantare e rispettare il tuo immenso dolore, ma se rinasci in poche ore già riconquistato questo cuore, quanto amore c'è dentro di te, dentro di te, quanto amore c'è, quanto amore c'è dentro di te, dentro di te, quanto amore c'è. Se sei vicino, se sei lontano, quando ti penso mi calmo piano piano.
I have known Lawrence Chong in Singapore when he was still a young boy. He was among one of the first members of the youth branch of the Fokorare, known as GEN, which stands for New Generation. His heart beats for a united world, the goal of the GEN. He works with determination for its realization. He is deeply involved in interreligious dialogue, having served in Religions for Peace. He is also deeply involved with his local archdiocese in terms of strategy and development. In his professional field, he serves as CEO of Consulus, a global innovation company with presence in 20 countries in America, in Asia, in Europe, and Oceania. The company seeks to influence a global economy of communion inspired by the ideas of Gerhard Ludwig. I am happy he can be with us to share his thoughts, his insights about how we can reinvent media in a COVID-19 age of isolation and disruption. Let's welcome Lawrence.
Thank you, Chun, for the kind introduction. Dearest all, I am delighted to join all of you, my Philippines family, in this exciting launch of the New City Audio Magazine. I know Romeo, Edward, and so many of you have been working hard to make this happen. Here, I like to quote Romeo in his beautiful invitation to all of us, when he says that it is this same love that inspires New City Philippines to innovate, because love, by its very nature, doesn't stop. So here we are, New City Audio Magazine, an innovative way to love many who are alone and disrupted by COVID-19. Congratulations to Romeo and team. Innovation out of love is very much at the heart of the idea for New City Magazine when Karen Lubig, founder of the Folklore movement, launched it in 1964. Her vision for New City was to be a path to fraternity, a tool for dialogue at all levels. Since then, more than 37 editions of New City has been published in different countries around the world. New City Philippines is one of them. In this period of isolation, we have a great need for Kara's vision. As this year marks the centenary of the birth of Kara Lubich, it is fascinating to learn through the exhibition and many testimonials about her life that this Italian woman, while pursuing a higher purpose, always did it strategically. She was deeply cognizant of the challenges against unity in the 20th century. We too need to do the same if we truly wish to fulfill the mission of New City in the 21st century. COVID-19 has unleashed a great period of soul searching, and this is especially true of media companies too. Here I am mindful, the Philippines is the land of great journalists, as many have given their lives for truth and freedom. But while we have individuals who are heroes, what about the news channels or magazines in our times? How can media act as a tool for dialogue at all levels? Just recently, in a scathing letter to New York Times publisher A.G. Schlossberger, opinion editor and writer Barry Weiss, who just resigned, wrote this, quote, "Twitter is not on the masthead of the New York Times, but Twitter has become its ultimate editor. As the ethics and morals of that platform have become those of the paper itself has increasingly become a kind of a performance space. Stories are chosen and told in a way to satisfy the narrowest of audiences, rather than to allow a curious public to read about the world and then draw their own conclusions. I was always taught that journalists were charged with writing the first rough draft of history. Now history itself is one more ephemeral thing molded to fit the needs of a predetermined narrative." End quote. A scathing comment, but let us look deeper at why even the esteemed New York Times feels the pressure of bowing to the trending lines of Twitter instead of being faithful to the words of Adolph Oates in 1896, quote, "To make of the columns of the New York Times a forum for the consideration of all the questions of public importance, and to that end to invite intelligent discussion from all shades of opinion," end quote. Even before COVID-19, the news media business model has been heavily disrupted. In Asia, large news media groups had to look for new owners to go digital and thrive in the new world. One example is South China Morning Post, the storied newspaper in Hong Kong. It had to turn to another billionaire to remake itself. Many other news media groups are trying to transform, but it has not been easy, with ad revenues declining. The national paper of Singapore, the Straits Times, is mostly able to survive only because of diversified holdings in other businesses, such as real estate. This crisis has made it worse. In the US alone, since this pandemic began, more than 36,000 employees in the news media business have either been laid off, furloughed, or had their pay reduced. Given such a competitive climate, in the name of relevance, many news media agencies have turned to follow the lead of Twitter to ensure that they continue to drive traffic to their news platforms, which then generate revenue. But this then creates another problem. A safe place that seeks to be a platform for dialogue must be able to strike a balance between purpose and profit. If not managed well, it cannot be a fair facilitator of the debates that matter in what the World Economic Forum has termed as a great reset for our world triggered by this pandemic. If we wish New City Philippines to be useful and relevant, then we cannot just be contented with being able to reach every one of these 7,100 islands. We have to find a way to be creative for its message to reach to the ends of the earth. The New City audio magazine is a start, but there need to be myriad other ways to go beyond the traditional forms of what makes a magazine. The first premise for any new idea, in my opinion, is always to remember what the first intuition was. In the case of New City, Kara's wish is for it to be a path to fraternity, a tool for dialogue at all levels. then in every new city initiative, we need to examine ourselves carefully. Are we a path to fraternity? Are we engaging dialogue at all levels? All levels mean truly all, from children to workers, clergy, members of other religions, entrepreneurs, politicians. It may be daunting, but as Romeo reminded us that love doesn't stop, so we should not until the world is one. In every article of another storied newspaper, The Guardian, there is this beautiful call to action, and it asks, quote, "We chose a different approach. Will you support it?" With news under threat just when we need it most, The Guardian's quality fact-checked news and measured explanation has never mattered more. Our editorial independence is vital. We believe every one of us deserves to read honest reporting. That's why we remain with you, open to all. And you're visiting in your millions. But at this crucial moment, advertising revenue is plummeting. We need you to help fill the gap. Every contribution, however big or small, is valuable. In times of crisis and beyond, support The Guardian today, end quote. For the 100 of us gathered here, we are here because we believe in the mission of New City, which is to be a media organization that shows the path to fraternity and is a tool for dialogue. And the best way we can overcome this long siege of isolation and disruption to good media is to help build a greater community to support New City here and everywhere. Let us continue by spreading the word about this New City audio magazine. Get our friends to subscribe to it. Share it on our social media. On average, on each of our social media accounts, we must have at least another 100 friends. Let them know that there is another kind of news magazine that is about love, being human, and a global family. I think if each one of us can do this, then New City, Philippines, can not only continue to be a beacon of hope, but with each new listener, reader, participant, it will get closer to shaping a united world. Congratulations to New City, Philippines, and thank you.
Hi everyone. I think it's already live. Am I live? Can I? Let me just try and check. All right. Yeah. I'm already live. Okay. I'm live. Hi everyone. My name is Edward, and I am the product developer. Wow, what a big title! Product developer of this New City Audio Magazine, and I'm going to share to you today a little bit more about the project, about the New City Audio Magazine. So I'm going to continue with my presentation. So you're going to see me as a bubblehead in one of the corners of this of your screen, and then that's it. Let's just continue from here. So first part of my presentation is just a little bit to introduce myself about who I am and what I'm doing. No, so first about me, I'm a traveler, and I really love traveling. I've been to several countries, several parts of the Philippines, and that's my passion as a human being. So here in my photo, this was taken from Sikihor, and I made a tour, a travel tour with several Gen from different parts of the world after the Gen Fest, and this is it. Very nice experience. I'm also a web designer, and I am the person behind New City webpage, Focolari PH, Bukas Palad, and several other web designs, web addresses, websites. And also, I'm a web geek. I usually go online to try and search for simple solutions using applications and softwares. No, so that's why you are here with this software right now, because it's part of the things that I discovered, and also this one with the New City Magazine app. I'm a Jurassic Gen. Currently, I'm already married. I am a house husband. And also, I'm a professional baby nail specialist. So I cut my daughter's nails every day in our own baby salon in the house. And I'm a professional dog hole cover specialist. So we also have a dog. Her name is Yogurt. So she makes dog holes in the garden. So I would be covering them every now and then. So I cannot remember how many craters she was able to make, but there are a lot. I am a Waray Waray from Tacloban, and I'm a Yolanda survivor. So thank you for everyone who helped us during that situation in 2013. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. And then I'm going to go to the next part, which is what is my task for today? So my task for today is actually to ask you to wake me up from a lucid dream. So I don't know if you have an idea what a lucid dream is. So maybe you already experienced where there you were in a dream and you felt like you had some sort of control and understood that you are in a dream. So you wanted to move around some things, walk here and there, and you're controlling the dream, no? As if you are awake. So this day we are actually in a lucid dream. It means that the dream is already there and alive, and we have a little bit of control in what we are wanting to do with the audio magazine. But what we need to arrive at is to fully awake from this dream and make it into a reality. So here I put a quote here that I really like, very practical. The best way to make your dreams come true is to wake up. So this part here today, we're going to wake up from that dream and make it a reality all together. So, the only thing with this dream is that there's a part of that dream which is a little bit of a nightmare. We're experiencing a nightmare 101 at this moment. We're in a pandemic. And yes, it has been a nightmare for a lot of us. Overnight, things have changed. So for New City as well, I enlisted some 4 reasons why we were encouraged actually to create this project even amidst the pandemic. So first, the print industry, where New City Magazine and New City Press is, almost died overnight because of COVID-19. It's an obvious thing. I mean, a lot of industries died overnight, almost depleted because of the virus. And then everyone is at home, and most of the time they are in front of their smartphones. Yes, because we seek comfort in the screens of being able to still connect with our loved ones, family members, amidst the social distancing that is being strictly implemented, no? And so everybody needs to have a silver lining, at least, an encouragement in this time. And still, deep inside of us, even if we are limited with our movement, we are still really trying to look for opportunities to do good. And yeah, this is a big highlight to the reasons that we are launching this project. And so we cannot just stay at home in a sleep paralysis as if we cannot do anything. There is something we can do. And so for New City as well, we were asking ourselves, what can we do in amidst this pandemic? How are we going to adapt to this situation? So this is it. So this is the project. You already know it. Several of us have already introduced here in this event, and I am going to formally say welcome to the New City Audio Magazine. What is it? They are a collection of stories and experiences from the New City Magazine, and they will be in your pocket. So I call them blessings in your pocket. The original logline is actually empowering stories and experiences narrated because they will be narrated. There's a voiceover reading the experiences and stories and articles, and they are readable because there's a part where you can read it because we're going to put the materials to the texts, a little bit of the photos, etc. And readable through an app in your smartphone. So how cool is that? It's going to be in your smartphone. Have you ever imagined that? A magazine in your smartphone and you can listen to it? It's something new, right? Really something new. So we're the first one in the market, in truth. I tried to research and there's no such thing as an audio magazine. Maybe I didn't research well enough, but I didn't find it. So in front of us is a new thing for the community, in truth. So, what's an audio magazine and how cool is this audio magazine? So, here's the part where I need to explain to you, open to you, some features of the audio magazine and how cool it is. So, here's the first one. What's in it for me? So, first is there are empowering experiences and stories inside this app that we are creating. So I'm going to play here this 3D model of the audio magazine. So this is most likely how it will look like. So there are the stories there. And then the stories can actually be downloaded to become available in your device on your smartphone offline. Even if you don't have Wi-Fi, you just need one time for it to download using Wi-Fi, and then it's going to be available in your phone offline. So you can play it wherever. And you can also adjust, of course, the play speed and etc. If the narration is a little bit slow for you or a little bit too fast, you can make it slower. There's this thing at the bottom. And there are companion materials, just what I have said no, a few moments ago, that you can actually read. So you can listen and read at the same time. You can put a heart on a favorite on every favorite article or experience you liked, and you can also put a comment on it so that you can be engaged with all other listeners of the audio magazine. So we're creating a micro universe inside an app, and that's really cool because all of us who have the same experiences or relatable experiences to us to an experience that's published in the app, we will be able to comment there and say thank you, and I experienced this and this really helped me in my life's journey. It's really awesome. So next is you have a library of content for you. So here, this is just one issue. Let's just say this is July 2020, no? So imagine if in July 2021, year 2021, you subscribed and became a member of the audio magazine. How how many audio magazines will you have inside your app? Is it only the one that will start from July 2021? No, you will have access to the whole library from July 2020 to July 2021 and onwards. So that is the whole idea of it. It's actually vast. You're not just buying one issue, you're buying the whole or purchasing or paying for becoming a member of a whole library of all of this. And of course, it's always portable and available wherever you go. So the next part is there is a catch to this project. There's a catch. We have to sustain it. Uh, I'd like to open this up really to everyone here in this live event. This project is going to languish and die if we do not sustain it. So it's actually a community project, and I'm going to show you how. So the real question is, what's in it for us as a community? What can it contribute to the community, to us as a whole? So here are some use cases that I have been thinking of, and I just wrote them. There are 8. So imagine if you are from Mati in Davao Oriental. If there's anybody from Mati here, please correct me. I'm not sure if it's Davao Oriental or Occidental. But anyway, you're a Gen and you're all, or 3 Gen who are living in a house or living in the neighborhood. No, you would like to have a word of life meeting. It's very simple. You can just press play and listen to the narration and read all together. No? The word of life. So in the future, when the COVID is done, you can do meetings wherever, and then that's it. You can also have audio recordings of important events in local communities. Let's say you have a unite for the Gen, and there are tracks that you would like to be available for all the Gen of the Philippines. We can upload it to the app, and then that's it, available for everyone. Sharing experiences from a local community, that's number 3. So experiences are actually already part of the new city magazine, but if you have more, we can actually upload it here in our app and it will be available for everyone. And imagine what change your experience can be to another person, no? How it can relate to another person. Next is sharing of meditations and talks by Kiara in audio. So this is very key, very, very important, so that we can continue to be in light of the ideal of the charism. And also Gen songs. So this is one is my favorite because I continue to become a Gen because there were the songs and I really like singing. I really like singing with the Gen. And next is audiobooks published by the movement. So we actually have already audiobooks, and it's very simple. We can upload them to the app, and that's it. The books can be available for everybody. And next one is this one is a really neat one. It's called the Library Narrations of Local Community History. So imagine the local communities, like for example Tacloban. We had key figures in the history how the movement started in Tacloban City. So for those who are responsible, we can start documenting the history of the local community, and we can make it audible, no, and we can audify it and then make it available through an app, and people can read it, so we can stamp it out and it will become immortal. No, you can see it in that way. And lastly, one I added, which is something that I like to have, poetry and audio courses. I really like poetry. And also in the movement, I know that we have a lot of experts who can make audio courses, like, for example, for how to deal with depression and whatever. So we can make an audio course that will be listenable, audible for a lot of people, and they can be readable as well inside an app. So imagine how vast. There are still more use cases, and these are the only ones that I have in my mind. I know you have use cases for your own use as well. So we can entertain those in the near future. So there's this the thing. How high is the summit that we are trying to climb? How much? How many? And until when? So as I said, there's a catch to this. This event right now is actually a crowdfunding event, and we have a goal. And a dream, a goal is a dream with a deadline. It's very important. Without a deadline, we will never make a milestone of this dream of ours. So, what is our dream? The dream is to have 500 active members by October 31, 2020. So, the catch there is that what if we don't achieve the dream of 500? Of course, our graceful exit, we have a strategy for that. Our graceful exit is we will service 1 year of the magazine, 10 issues. And then after that, we will let the how do you call that? Let the project diminish. Why? Because if it doesn't reach a certain goal, that means that the community is not ready to support it. And it really sounds sad, but you have to adapt really. You cannot arm twist the community to say, hey, this is very important for you if it's not for them. So, this is why I'm presenting it to all of you today, because I'd like you to embrace it and I'd like you to understand deep inside your heart if you would like this. And if you would like this, then we will be needing your support for it. If you don't, it's okay. There's no arm twisting. You're free. But we have to set a goal so that we can measure how we are improving and if it is really sustainable to continue with this. Why? Why do we need it to be sustainable? Because behind the curtain of this product, of this project, there are several things that will be touched that would need to be financed. So first is marketing, and then sales and operations, and a big one is voice talent. Imagine when we actually shared this idea, there were people, voice talents, who wanted to do it, give us their talent, share their talent with us for free. But we cannot continue like that because only in giving do we receive. So we have to reciprocate. So for these voice talents, we really want to give them a bonus or a gift, at least financially, because we are all in a pandemic. So part of your contributions when you subscribe to this is we're going to give it really to the voice talents. And also because we have overhead fees like payment processing fees, software, people, etc. So all of this will be where our membership fees will go to so that we can sustain the whole project. So I hope you understand at this very point. No, if you it's clear for you, kindly write in the chat box. It's clear for me. It's clear. Thank you. It's clear. Okay, I'm gonna move on. And so, how much would it be? So our proposal is this. It's going to be 600 pesos for annual membership or around 11 euros per year. That's actually very cheap. So I made a comparison with cups of coffee. So they are like 7 cups of coffee. in your favorite coffee shop. I'm talking about the local coffee shop, not the Starbucks. Maybe in Starbucks it's going to be like around 3 cups of coffee or 4 cups of coffee. I don't know. I'm not really a fan of Starbucks. But anyway, so let's just say it's like that. So imagine 1 cup of coffee can help a whole community to be able to sustain a product that will help voice talents, that will sustain New City, and make a community connected through a digital way, which is an app, no? And make a library that is usable for all of us. So I'd like you to imagine that and embrace the whole concept. It's actually vast and big, and we're trying to make it really little and put it in your pocket into an app. So the whole thing all boils down to one phrase: New City Magazine is ours. And I'd like you to understand, close your eyes right now and own it. New City Magazine is yours. You're part of a community. And we would like to understand today through this live event of the New City Day, the launching of New City Magazine, to understand how much commitment you would like to share to New City by embracing this project. If not, you're free. In truth, you are free. But I'd like you to understand whether you subscribe now or not, or maybe later, or share to your friends. New City is yours. This is a compendium of experiences and stories of a gospel based life that we are all living through the ideal. No? So, New City is yours. So, if you're saying now at the back of your head, I'd like to help, I'd like you to type me in the chat box right now. So I'm going to look at you and you typing in the chat box saying me, I'd like to help. Yeah. There are the people who'd like to help. So what are the 2 ways for us to help? First, you can become an early adopter through going to our website, our specific landing page for the audio magazine at magazine.newcityph.net. So you can have a membership for yourself, or you can have a membership for another person. You can gift it to somebody else, which is really cool. I really like that idea as well. And the next one is second way is to refer 20 people. Then your first year membership is on us for free. So just refer us to 20 more people, and then we're going to give you 1 year membership for the audio magazine for free. That's going to be really awesome. I think it's a win-win offer for all of us, and also for the magazine, so that we can reach more people. So imagine if we're actually targeting 500 active subscriptions until October 31, what we in truth are trying to reach out to are around 5,000 people, because 10% of that is 500. So we need to reach more than 5,000 people. It's a big task, and we cannot do it alone, us from the New City team. We need you. We need the community for us to be able to reach this 5,000 plus people to arrive to a conservative estimate of subscriptions, which is 500 active subscriptions or memberships. So now you would like to try this. How does it work? Or how will it be compatible to my phone? Yes, it is compatible to Android, iOS, and Huawei Android. So we have actually a freebie for you because you attended this event, because you registered for this event. So after my presentation, we will have a session, and there I'm going to answer some questions. We're going to have an FAQ, question and answer portion, and then I'm going to give you there the link of where you can get your free issue for this event. And that's it. I hope you would like it. So, the last part of my presentation is actually just like this. In truth, what I did today was to share to you a vision, a dream that has already started to pick up to become reality. I'd like you to wake me up, help the team of New City to wake up from this dream and make it a reality. Because the best way we could predict the future of New City is to create it. And we are creating it now. by you coming here in this event, being present, you're helping us to create it. And let's see, what is the ripple effect of this? And all we need to do is just cast that stone and let's see how it's going to how it's going to be sustainable. So thank you so much for attending and being on this part here right now of the webinar. I hope it was not too much talk from me. I tried to crunch everything in just a small presentation. And thank you so much for your time and see you on the other side of this. I mean, after my presentation now, we're going to go to a session, and then that's where we're going to give you the freebie so you can try it out for yourself. So have a nice day, and thank you so much for your time. God bless you, and you take care, especially in this time of pandemic. And remember, New City Magazine, New City Audio Magazine is ours. It's yours. So make a choice. Make the choice today. Would you like to help us, or would you like something else after this? No, it's another project, different one. If you'd like to help us, I'd like you to. I'd invite you. Please become a member of the audio magazine and share it to 20 people. Thank you so much for your day, for your time, and have a nice day. And see you on the next part of this program. Okay? Have a nice day. I'm going to stop my recording on my screen now, and ciao. Hello. There we go.
Okay,
Yes.
great, great.
I am waiting here for several questions of people or what they would like to ask. So there are people here in the chat for the sessions, which is BJ, Alessandra, Avam, etc. And okay, yes, yes. Hi, Lumo. You can type your question here in the chat if you would like to. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Oopsie. I'm receiving several messages in WhatsApp as well. Okay. I can see you, but I am not in. Ciao. Please confirm that you will accept international membership. Yes, we can accept international membership because the link is internet. There's a link that we can send to all of you, and then those links are payable using credit card, or at the same time as well, you can use GCash, PayMaya, PayMongo. So we sort of like thought of how people can really enter. and especially yeah from the Philippines and international as well. So just the caveat, the audio magazine will be in two languages primarily. No, I don't know if we would source out in different countries, but for now it's going to be in Filipino and English. So if you are comfortable with these two languages, then we will be able to have it. No, so
But
yeah, that's it.
yeah, there is only one article in Filipino. Everything is in English.
Yes. Okay. Also, so how do you do it? For today, there are two ways, no? To have the registration, you can go. I will type it here. The link is magazine.newcityph.net. Okay, so this is actually the website where you can register. So as I said in my presentation, for today, we will not be using this mode only because today we have designated booths in the expo, and then in the expo that means there are people there right away who can help you to, how do you call that, to register. There's Henry and Lanpre. So all you need to do is look at the left side of your screen. If you're using a computer, there's an expo part there. Click on the expo, and then you can click on booth number 1 and booth number 2. I am Mila from India. How heavy is the app? I am not sure how heavy it is. Wait. I think it's not very heavy. It will only have content the moment you download it, really. Wait, I'm gonna have to. You can search in how do you call that? Google. Yes, Google. Play for me because I'm using how do you call that, Android, and search for Soundwise app. It. Okay. Okay, yes, ready. There are several ways on payment mode. Okay, good. Are there any questions? Hi, Lisa. Do you have a question?
Hello. Hello.
Ciao. Ito din si Jonas. I will add him here. From Visayas, is it possible to insert the audio word of life in Cebuano? Yes, that would be possible. As I said, everything's possible as long as we have somebody who will make the narration. The insertion of the audio of the word of life is going to be easy. Just the narrations because we can we cannot narrate it really. I know Cebuano, I can speak Bisaya, but not perfect. I might ruin it.
Yeah, they should assign someone who will record the Cebuano
Yeah.
texts and then send it to us.
Yes. So we would ask for the Cebuano audio and then the Cebuano text. Basically, those are the two things that we would need. And that's it. You will give us the app after registration. Yes, of course. You will be receiving an email via Soundwise, and then there you will have the direct link to download. So the important thing is you register. The moment we receive your payment, we will give you a link to register. And then when you register via Soundwise, there's a link that will be given to you. You will be able to download the app. And when you download the app, you will just log in with your username and password, and that's it. The audio magazine is there for you in your app. Okay. Sony Sapni is volunteer. She can write and record. Wow! See? There's another volunteer. Kerome, please take note.
Yeah. So also, no, what Edward was mentioning, that it will take 24 hours for the system to be able to generate the possibility of having you giving you the app, no, to access the Soundwise, because we will need to do the process of checking on the payment and delivering the link for your for you to be able to download it.
Okay. There's another question. How do we share and invite to others? You can go to the same website that I gave there, https://magazine.newcityph.net. At the bottom, you can scroll down. There is a part which says invite friends. All you need to do is just sign up, get your invite link, and then send it to a lot of people. And then that's it. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yesterday, the app is Soundwise audio. That's
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah. Also,
Yes.
also the, what do you call it? How would you say it? There is the possibility of watching this recorded live event. No, it will be premiered for the. So if you have friends, relatives, or people you know who will be interested, ask them to go to the New City social media platforms.
Yes.
The live video, the live telecasts will be transmitted this coming days.
Wait a second. I have Kuya Henry calling me. So we have to install that. Okay. Yes. The first way to have it, even without subscribing, in truth, right now, you can go to the expo and there's a freebie booth there. You just go there and there is a link. You can click on the button, claim my freebie, and then that's it. You can have the app on your phone. And then that's it. All right. Perfect. Wait a second.
Cecile, the international price is €11. Convert that into dollars. That is 600 pesos for the Philippines.
Yeah. Wait a second. I have some chats here. Let me just look. Hi, Edward. I invite you to a private meeting room. Oh.
Yeah.
Wait a second. somebody wants Kuya Boy Elma. Wait a second. This here, this moment here is not going to be like forever. I mean the question and answer, because afterwards we're gonna go back to the stage, and of course we're gonna conclude our event. But that means that how do you call that? That means that we have enough time to go to the expo and then continue and meet Kuya Henry and Lanpre and talk to them on how to subscribe and get a link. Okay? So there's another question in the stage. Is this an Asian project or a Philippines only project? So we are starting actually with the Philippines because this, yeah, we cannot grow regionally, continental wise. So right away, but we are starting in the Philippines first. And as
Okay.
you see
There,
right
yeah.
now,
There
yeah,
is a question from Christian Rigor. What happened to the printed magazine? Um, the audio magazine, the New City Audio Magazine, is an alternative for those who wish. It will support the printed magazine. So since we still have the subscribers of the printed magazine, then the audio magazine will supplement the printed magazine. Since in this time there has been 3 months delay of the printed magazine, so we were not able to deliver the printed, but it will continue as long as there are subscribers in the printed magazine. It will continue, then the audio magazine will be a supplement.
all right. Yes, yes.
Got it, Christian? Yeah, the app we are using is Soundwise. And someone also messaged me saying it is also available. Those who are outside of the Philippines can also, yes,
Yes, of course. Yes,
can also subscribe. Yes.
yes, yes, yes. Of course. All right.
Himel has a question, and the question is, if the contents of the magazine the same in the printed magazine? Yes,
Yes,
basically all what we see in the printed magazine and that is available in our webpage are the ones will be recorded and made available.
through
But
the app. Yes.
Edward was mentioning there will also be possibility of recording some experiences and several other things that we think will be very useful and will help our communities to go deeper into the life of unity.
Yes, yes. Any other questions? We still have like 3 minutes. And then after that, we will continue now because actually in the stage we are already behind the schedule. It's supposed to be Chun who is making the the remarks. Let's give 3 minutes here.
Okay,
And then,
the
yeah.
printed magazine cost is 850 per year. You have your 10 copies. And while the audio magazine it's 600 pesos, you will also have your 10 issues during the year. Yes.
Yes.
Carlo is saying let's make a cartoon of the comics. That's a very good idea, Carlo. If you find someone who is an artist capable of doing this, we are welcoming the idea. It's great, Carlo. Carlo
Yes.
Gentile is suggesting.
Just a caveat with the graphics, really. With the app, for it to not be heavy, we do not put videos. The photos are actually,
Yes,
how do
that's
you
good.
call that, compressed in a sense,
Impressive.
no? So we will see. Maybe you can also have a skit like for the comic. I'm not sure how we can do that, but we will find a way. Why not? Okay. And then who else? When played, how long is the audio magazine? Ah, okay. It will really depend on how long are the articles to be when they are read, no? So let me see from the app right now. Hang on. For sound wise, I'm just going to open my app here. Okay, so I have the June. Hang on a second. Wait, I am in the wrong. Aha, okay, there you go. June. Okay, so for example, here in the side of the audio magazine, you can see 4 minutes, 4 minutes. At an average, articles are really like around 4 minutes. The long ones are the meditations of Kiara at around 8 minutes, and then that's it. Yeah, the max is like 10 minutes for experiences. Okay, yeah. You can make a radio drama. Yes, if you want, why not? As long as there are people who will narrate. And yes, also another thing about the audio, I just like to open it to the whole community right now that the audio is really from different sources, no? So we're trying to find a way to standardize them, to normalize them. But as you see, because of this pandemic, we cannot all go to a studio and record. So all of the recordings are done at home by the people who are our
Uh,
voiceover, and
yeah,
we're trying to find them.
Edward,
Yes.
Chun is
Yes.
waiting on the other side.
Okay. Okay. Wait a second. I'm going to the backstage and then have him in the how do you call that? Wait a second. Okay, I'm gonna leave this session now. So
You will leave the
everyone,
session.
we will see you in the stage. Okay, so we're gonna leave this session. We're gonna end this session and see you in the stage.
As we are about to conclude this important event, let me say a few words that come to my heart, which may repeat what has been said earlier. Everything of the movement starts with a humble beginning. How often Chiara emphasized that she never thought of starting a movement the way it is now, and that she was nothing else but a simple instrument in the hands of God. What was the humble beginning of New City and all its different editions throughout the world? A mimeograph newsletter that carried the title La Rete, meaning the net, a net that was meant to connect all those who have attended the first Mariapolis held in the Dolomite Mountains, and others who got to know the spiritual current that was taking shape through the intuitions of Chiara. This net turned eventually into the Città Nuova magazine. It was a humble bearer of an extraordinary message, the gospel from the perspective of unity. Chiara compared it to the donkey that carried Jesus. Humble as the donkey is, it carries Jesus himself. As the Città Nuova and all its sister editions developed, we never forget its humble beginning with a great vision and mission, our share to create a new culture with gospel values. Throughout these years, challenges were never lacking. We were able to overcome them one at a time, always a fruit of our concerted effort, because New City is yours as well as mine. New City is ours. Now we are in front of another challenge, which we never experienced before. I need not emphasize what is obvious. We are in the digital age and immersed in the COVID-19 pandemic crisis. The print media industry as a whole is undergoing a tremendous pressure. It's another critical moment, more than ever, that needs our concerted effort, just like in the past, and more than that. Starting from the center of the movement itself, which is mobilizing all our resources to help. This is the very reason why Lawrence and Consulus is here to help us to come up with global project for all editions of New City. It is a moment to be creative while living up faithfully to our original vision and mission. With foresight, our local staff, Rome, Jose, and the entire editorial board, with the technical expertise of Edward, has started reinventing New City. New City website is always up to date. You can read New City online. You can read New City ebooks. Now we are launching the New City audio magazine, particularly for people locked up in their homes because of the ECQ or GCQ. We launched this, yes, in the midst of uncertainties. But there is one thing we are certain of: your unwavering and generous support. You, our benefactors, you, our sponsors, you, our faithful subscribers, and all our dear friends of New City. This list can go on. We of the movement thank you with the whole of our heart. With you beside us or behind us, New City will not only survive, but thrive. Let me end with a sentence repeatedly said by the founder of New City in the Philippines, Guido Mirti, affectionately known as Changer. He loved to say, let's entrust everything to the heart of Mother Mary. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So, we have reached the end of our New City Day 2020. For us in the Focolare, whenever an event ends, we don't usually say it ends here. Rather, we prefer to say this is the start of a new beginning. Truly, with the launching of this project, we are starting a new page in the history of New City. A new narration in the history of New City is being done. And as beautifully said by Lawrence a while ago, that if today we will embrace this and share it to our friends, New City can not only continue to be beacon of hope, but it will get closer to shaping a united world. Seeing the enthusiasm of the 100 of us here today, it made me think of that phrase from the Gospel of St. Matthew that says, the seed sown on good soil bears fruit and produces a crop, 100-fold, 60-fold, 30-fold. A very reassuring words from Jesus himself. Truly, this good seed that New City is sowing today cannot but bring the fruit, the quantity of crops that Jesus speaks about. We are certain that with him in our midst, we will experience his promise of 100-fold. What remains now is to reassure you that we in New City will do our best to deliver what is expected of us. Again, with all my heart and in the name of all the people behind this project, most importantly, the two delegates, the co-responsibles of the Focolare movement in the Philippines, Ding and Chun, who we heard a while ago also delivering beautiful messages, almost like a guideline that we can follow in this new page I'm speaking about. The members of the editorial board, headed by Jose Aranas, our editor-in-chief, who even physically distant from us remains very near, no? Leading all the members of the editorial board. Of course, Edward Piastro, our energetic and passionate Gen, who is the master crafter of all this online gathering. To Mr. Lawrence Chong of Consulus, with his hectic schedule, he has gifted us not only with his powerful message, but most especially with his presence. Lawrence, it means a lot to us. It means a lot to us. And to all of you, the 100 people who are here this afternoon, to all of you and all those people who have expressed their support, who have expressed their assurances of unity and prayers, I have only this word: to each one and to all of you. My heartfelt thank you.